Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. The Court of Appeals of the State of Kansas is now in session. The Honorable Chief Judge Karen Arnold Berger presiding.
Thank you very much to our honorary bailiff today, Lance Gillette with the Sedgwick County District Attorney's Office. You did a great job. Good afternoon. The Kansas Court of Appeals is convened today in special Zoom session to swear in our recently appointed judge, the Honorable Lesley and Isherwood. I am Karen Arnold Berger, Chief Judge of the Kansas Court of Appeals, and you'll be meeting my colleagues later in this ceremony. Judge Isherwood was nominated by Governor Laura Kelly and confirmed by the Kansas Senate to fill the position vacated by the retirement of Judge Steve Levin. I'm pleased to be able to conduct this ceremony today in Wichita at Judge Isherwood's request, and it really did take a village to make this happen. First, I'd like to thank Doug Shima, Clerk of the Appellate Courts, and Richard Opitz with the Office of Judicial Administration Information Technology Department, along with Wilma Saunders, Germany, Tony Calloway, and Jeff Bush with the 18th Judicial District Technology Department for making sure everything runs without a hitch for today's very unique ceremony. And a special thanks to Judge Isherwood's Judicial Executive Assistant, Colleen Speaker, for putting her amazing organizational skills to work to help make this happen as well. And finally, I'd like to thank Judge Gearing for graciously making this courtroom and his staff available. He really did drop everything to make sure this could happen, and so that it could be a very special day for Judge Isherwood and her family. That said, he was sadly not able to make it today. He is traveling out of state, but he asked me to share the following message from him to Judge Isherwood. On behalf of the 18th Judicial District, let me welcome all of you to Judge Isherwood's swearing in. As you all know, this event normally takes place at the Judicial Center in Topeka, so we feel both honored and privileged to be able to host this event in Wichita. As an alumnus of the Appeals Division in the Sedgwick County District Attorney's Office, I am terribly disappointed that I'm not able to be present to see one of our own take her oath and join the Kansas Court of Appeals. Lesley, on this very special day, I want to pass on two brief bits of wisdom. The first comes from South Park's Mr. Garrison, who observed, "There are no stupid answers, just stupid people." Remember that when you grill the lawyers during oral arguments and go easy on the newbies, we all started our careers in the law as young, dumb lawyers. Lesley and I have had the shared experience of being baby appellate lawyers, standing at the podium, our knees shaking, nervous and nauseous, as we stared down three seasoned appellate judges and tried to present our argument as best we could. As judge, one of the most enjoyable parts of your job is to watch these new lawyers grow and develop into experienced appellate advocates. The second bit of wisdom comes from a Texas appellate judge who at a conference I attended made the following quip: "I'm not right, I'm just last." Lesley, you will not get every decision correct. No judge does. But in most cases that you hear, you will have the last word. Endeavor to be as correct as you can, as often as you can, and you will enjoy a long and productive career on the appellate bench. So on behalf of the current and former minions of the Appeals Division, let me offer heartfelt congratulations. You earned this. Enjoy this day and have fun. Subject, of course, to Eric Cartman's first law of physics: anything that's fun costs at least $8. Best regards, Jeff Gearing, Chief Judge of the 18th Judicial District. Something tells me he's a big South Park fan. For those of you watching today who may not be familiar with Judge Isherwood's new professional life and what it will entail, let me tell you a little bit about what we do. We are considered an intermediate appellate court. 40 states in the United States have intermediate courts, or appellate courts whose opinions can be appealed one more level to the state's highest court, in this case, the Kansas Supreme Court. Litigants have a right to appeal the decision reached in the trial court to our court. We don't have any discretion in what cases come before us. As a result, we hear everything from a routine traffic ticket appeal to a multi-million-dollar contract dispute or personal injury case. About 75% of our caseload is criminal, the opposite of what it was when our court first came into existence in 1977. At that time, the civil caseload was 75%. So Judge Isherwood will be spending the majority of her time analyzing criminal trials, sentences, and analyzing the performance of defense counsel and representing those clients, something she's very familiar with in her job in Sedgwick County. When we are fully staffed, there are 14 judges on the Kansas Court of Appeals. We sit in groups of 3 to hear our cases. We are considered a high volume court, running up to 5 panels of 3 judges each and every month, with up to 30 cases per panel. That's up to 150 cases a month heard by our court, 11 months out of the year. If a person is dissatisfied with our decision, they can petition the Kansas Supreme Court to take the case. Of the roughly 1,800 appeals we hear and decide every year, the Kansas Supreme Court accepts 200 or less, and over 50% of those accepted result in our decision being affirmed. So given, as Chief Judge Gehring recognized, that we are the final decision maker on the vast majority of appeals from our district courts, our responsibility to the rule of law and justice is weighty. Yet, as an intermediate appellate court, we are bound by the decisions of the Kansas Supreme Court. We cannot overrule their precedent, and we must follow the rules laid out in their decisions to the best of our ability. We are also a traveling court. In pre-COVID days, we took great pride in sending panels of 3 judges all over the state to take justice to the people. We conduct receptions to meet the public. We speak to grade schools, high schools, colleges, and break bread with the trial court judges and staff. It has always been one of the most popular parts of the job. We hope to continue that practice when these current pandemic challenges have passed, although as many courts are finding it may be difficult to convince attorneys to return to in-person argument after they've become accustomed to the convenience and cost savings associated with Zoom hearings. But rest assured, we will continue to travel. Judge Isherwood will help us decide what our future will look like. Judge Isherwood is the 39th attorney to serve on our court in the last 43 years. She will be joining a group of judges you will meet very shortly, who are bright, caring, funny, unwavering in their commitment to the rule of law, and who will become sort of an extended family to her. I remember 10th Circuit Court of Appeals Judge Mary Beck Briscoe, who used to sit on this court, described her fondness of the court by explaining that one does not know the meaning and importance of collegiality until you have had to drive 6 hours together in a car across Kansas and back to hear cases. I hope that gives you a glimpse of what life will be like for Judge Isherwood. I'm going to leave it to Judge Isherwood to introduce family and friends she has here today. But I would be remiss if I didn't note that our retired Supreme Court Justice Carol Beyer is here in attendance today, and we certainly appreciate you being here. To begin our ceremony, I would note that the Secretary of State has delivered his certification of Judge Isherwood's appointment to this court. Next, to continue this ceremony, the court is honored to recognize Deborah Peterson, an attorney for Textron in Wichita and a longtime friend of Judge Isherwood's. She had the insight to hire Judge Isherwood in 1999 as an assistant district attorney and has remained a friend and mentor ever since. So with that, Ms. Peterson, step forward.
Man, this is super cool. I cannot help myself. May it please the court, Deborah Peterson, Deputy District Attorney, present and for oral argument. Can't quite get it right. I'm just way too nervous. Chief Judge Arnold Berger, members of the Kansas Court of Appeals, Chief Justice Luker, members of the Kansas Supreme Court, honorary guests, Lesley's family and friends. I'm Deborah Sue Peterson, and as has been noted, I'm a Senior Associate General Counsel at Textron Aviation. Before that, I led the Appellate Division at the District Attorney's Office for over 17 years. During that time, many fine attorneys worked for me, including Chief Judge Gehring, whose courtroom we are using this afternoon, Boyd Isherwood, Lesley's husband, and Matt Maloney, who is present in the courtroom to support his colleague, Lesley Ann Isherwood. Lesley was one of my early and coveted hires. My job this afternoon is to introduce Lesley. However, Lesley requires no introduction. Lesley has presented over 1,200 written briefs to the Court of Appeals and argued approximately 300 cases before that body. In addition, Lesley has written approximately 100 briefs for the Kansas Supreme Court and argued a like number of cases before that body. Both members of our appellate court are well aware of Lesley. They are cognizant of her cool demeanor, her legal acumen, her sharp writing skills, and pointed oral arguments. Lesley, in turn, has read thousands of appellate briefs. She knows how both courts operated. She is more than qualified and ready to hit the ground running as the next member of the Kansas Court of Appeals. So, outside of the brief, if you will, what information can I provide by way of introduction? Well, I could tell you about Lesley's professional service. She has trained prosecutors statewide, both formally and informally. She has served on the Supreme Court Standards Time Committee. I could tell you about Lesley's service to the community. She has been involved with the Junior League of Wichita, Dress for Success, and the Kansas Children's Service League. Under the umbrella of these three programs, Lesley has been involved in promoting reading and educational opportunities, helping other women succeed, and community leadership development. However, Lesley's core attributes are her strong foundation, giving nature, kind heart, and loyalty. Boyd and Lesley will have been married 20 years this September. They have two daughters, Carly and Cooper, who are Lesley's shining stars. Lesley is ever present at their sporting events and other extracurricular activities. In addition, Lesley volunteers for their scouting troop, where she has been known to chaperone activities, prepare meals, provide transportation. She is known to seek out the shy girls, making them feel included and cherished. Lesley is instilling in her daughters the value of community to service. 3 of them are involved in the Wheels on Meals program, and they prepare lunch for homeless teens as part of the community outreach program. Closer to home, Lesley has been with me through valleys and has celebrated milestones with me. While it's been over 15 years since I left the district attorney's office, Lesley and I still go on walks together, we still watch movies together, and we still eat way too much chocolate and ice cream together. So the next Court of Appeals judge that I introduced to you this afternoon is an intricately woven tapestry of stellar appellate attorney, woman compassionate in action for her community, longtime wife, devoted mother, and loyal comrade. On a personal note, Lesley, I may have edited your first briefs, and I may have given you suggestions about how to present your first oral arguments. However, you have refined, honed, and mastered your craft to bring you to the position that you are today. I am immensely proud of you. There was one, then there was another. And in the whisper of this day, I am sure you can hear them saying in unison, I am well pleased. Godspeed, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Ms. Peterson, for those wonderful remarks. Remember when to take it on, when to take it off. Thank you very much, Ms. Peterson, for those remarks. We are indeed lucky to have someone of Judge Isherwood's caliber with us on the Court of Appeals. With that, Judge Isherwood, if you and your husband and your children and your mother would step forward, please, for the oath. Mom, if you would stand right here facing the camera with the Bible. And Lesley, okay, right here. Just with your back against the podium. There you go. And left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Kansas and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Judge of the Kansas Court of Appeals, so help you God? Okay, congratulations and welcome to our court. If you'd like to place the robe on her at this time. Do you have any comments you would like to make, Judge Isherwood?
I do. As I take this seat, I'm keenly aware of the important responsibilities I'm on the verge of assuming and what a remarkable privilege I've been afforded. I'm extraordinarily grateful for Governor Kelly's confidence in me and extremely appreciative of the Senate's confirmation of me late last month. This day would not have materialized without the consistent encouragement of wonderful mentors whom I have been blessed to have along the journey of my career. Individuals who detected potential in me and reached out to me to help me dig deep and have the courage and fortitude to pursue this endeavor. Those individuals have taught me the importance of loyalty, commitment, and kindness, as well as the law. And I would like them to know that their lessons have taken root and will be utilized to similarly encourage others to move forward. Additionally, I would be remiss if I did not say thank you with the warmest of gratitude to those individuals who worked above and beyond to bring this ceremony to fruition today. In these unconventional times, the Information Technology Department from Sedgwick County was required to collaborate with their counterparts at the Judicial Center in Topeka to ensure that all requirements were satisfied to allow these proceedings to continue. I am incredibly humbled by what you've done for me. Finally, I would like to thank my wonderful, wonderful family and my friends. Their insight, patience, encouragement, and amazing love throughout this nomination and confirmation process are far more than I deserve. I have made promises to keep my remarks brief. However, I would like the people of Kansas to know who will be participating in the resolution of their cases and my perception of that enormous responsibility. I am a lifelong Kansan who has willingly and happily fulfilled the role of a public servant for the entirety of my career. In that role, I have never lost sight of the obligation I carried, the circumstances and the challenges that I faced, and the privilege that I have been afforded. The opportunity to serve the people of the state of Kansas for the last 22 years has been a tremendous source of honor and pride. The cases entrusted to me, the numerous exchanges I've had with the appellate courts over the years, the nuances of the law that I have had the opportunity to participate in resolving, and the remarkable, encouraging people whose paths I've had the privilege of crossing, made my decision to launch out in a new direction a very difficult one. By the same token, when my key turned in the lock for the last time, I could walk away with a peaceful heart because I knew that I had made a difference. I pursued a position with this court because of my desire to have a firsthand opportunity to administer the laws of this state. It is likewise my every hope that someday, when my years on the bench are assessed, the conclusion will likewise be that I have made a difference by contributing to the betterment of the people of this state. To my new colleagues with the Court of Appeals, you have all been so remarkably warm and gracious in welcoming me into your fold. I cannot promise to be infallible, but I can promise to be faithful to the rule of law, to always treat practitioners and litigants with a deep abiding respect, and to approach every case with an open mind and sense of fairness. If I succeed in exemplifying the virtues of kindness, excellence, and integrity embodied by all of you, then I will be upholding the traditions of this court. I thank you all again for making this such an unforgettable day for me and my family.
Thank you very much, Judge Isherwood, for those comments. We are very pleased to welcome you to our court. And in that regard, I'd like to take a moment, although you've appeared before all of them on numerous occasions and we all feel like we know you, I'd like to take a moment to introduce you to your new colleagues who have all been waiting patiently to join this Zoom call to congratulate you. And I will announce them in seniority order. First, hailing from Leavenworth and the longest serving member of our court, Judge Henry Green. Hello, Judge Green.
Good afternoon, Chief.
So Judge Henry Green. Next is Judge Thomas E. Malone, former Chief Judge of our court and a former district judge in this very courthouse. I wanted to give each of you a chance to say any words if you wanted to Judge Isherwood.
Well, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I would just like to say congratulations and welcome to the Court of Appeals, Judge Isherwood.
Thank you. Judge Malone?
Congratulations, Amy. Welcome to the Court of Appeals, or Lesley, I'm sorry. Welcome to the Court of Appeals. I know you'll be a great addition to our court. I definitely look forward to working with you. And it's always a very good thing to have another judge from Sedgwick County here on our court. So congratulations, Lesley.
We are becoming outnumbered, it looks like. For many years, there were more Johnson County judges on the court than any other county, and it looks like Sedgwick County is by far bypassing that now. Next, Judge Stephen D. Hill, the longest serving law trained judge in the state and a former district judge for Miami County.
Can you hear me?
We can, Judge Hill. Go ahead.
Good. Well, congratulations, Judge, and welcome to the hardest working court in Kansas, at least at the appellate level. Don't worry about being infallible. That's why we've got a Supreme Court. Good luck.
Next, Judge Michael B. Boozer, a former assistant district attorney like Judge Isherwood and originally from Salt Lake City, Utah. You're on, Judge Boozer.
Oh, well, thank you. Judge Isherwood, congratulations. As has been stated, we are all very familiar with you, and I got thinking that there is one judge who is not present today to congratulate you, but who I know would love to have been here and to congratulate you, and that's the former Chief Judge Richard Green, or Greenie, as we knew him by. And it got me thinking of the many panels I had with the chief in Wichita when you were present, and to sit back and enjoy the vivacious colloquy between you and Judge Greenie about the vagaries of the Fourth Amendment search and seizure. And those are very fond memories. But 10 years ago, after Richard became our chief judge, he had a retreat, and it was in Cottonwood Falls, as I recall. And after dinner, he gave us a speech about his vision for the court. And I wanted to share that with you just briefly. One couple things he said. He told us that we should value this institution above our self-interests and to look beyond ourselves in evaluating our success, and instead consider how our collective work will be viewed by all Kansans. And I think Chief Judge Green worked very hard to implement that vision, and I'm very confident that you will help us to meet those goals that Chief Judge Green laid out for this court 10 years ago. Welcome.
Next, we have Judge G. Gordon Atchison, former reporter with the Wichita Eagle from Overland Park, Kansas, originally from Cortland, New York.
Let me add my congratulations and welcome to the court. I do feel as if I know you in professional respect You're having ably argued hundreds of cases before us, and it'll be my honor and privilege to sit on the same side of the bench with you, and I look forward to that opportunity.
Thank you. Next is Judge David E. Bruns, former Shawnee County District Judge, a Wyandotte County native, currently living in Olathe. You are on, Judge Bruns.
I don't know if you can see me or not. You went blank on my screen, but hopefully you can at least hear me. Lesley, congratulations not only to you, but also to your lovely family. I look forward to serving with you, and I know that you'll continue to serve the people of Kansas well.
Next, we have here in person another former Sedgwick County District Court Judge, Judge Anthony Powell.
Judge, welcome. We're glad to have you on board. Good to have another Wichitan on the bench with us. Thank you.
Next, Judge Kim Schroeder, born in Winfield, raised in Hugoton, former district judge for the 26th Judicial District. You're on, Judge Schroeder.
Thank you. Congratulations, Judge Isherwood, on your appointment to our court. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy your tenure, and I look forward to serving with you in the future. Again, congratulations.
The next judge in seniority on our court is Judge Catherine Gardner, currently from Topeka, although she too had a stop in Wichita in her legal career before landing in Topeka. She was not able to be here today, and I know she has sent her personal well wishes to you, Judge Isherwood. Judge Sarah Warner, Lawrence, Kansas, came to our court from private practice in Lawrence and was a former research attorney for Chief Justice Robert Davis. You're on, Judge Warner.
Thank you so much. Lesley, I was thinking about that joint educational program that we put together almost 10 years ago about presenting appellate arguments from the advocate's perspective. And it's so neat now to be able to share this bench with you today. Welcome. I'm just thrilled to have you here.
And last, the person that has probably served as baby judge for a shorter period of time than anybody on the history of our court is Judge Amy Fellows Klein, our newest judge, and she comes to us from private practice here in Wichita.
Good afternoon. I am so happy to have you join us, and I'm very much looking forward to serving with you. Congratulations, Judge. Your hard work has paid off, and you're going to love it.
This concludes today's ceremony. Sarah Stratton, the appellate reporter of decisions, is requested to make today's proceedings a part of the permanent record of this court. Thank you all for coming in person or by Zoom today. And with that,